Hello everybody, and welcome to Doki Literature Club. So, I want to say before we get started that I did watch Markiplier play through it, so unfortunately I do know some of the stuff, and I'm not going to say exactly how I reacted, but I had a strong reaction to it. So, I definitely wanted to go through and play it for you guys, and also play it for myself to kind of see how it goes when I play it. So, it appeared that it had multiple endings. That was Markiplier's speculation. So I'm going to see if that is true by just doing whatever I would do, and then see if that changes the ending or gives some sort of new path to take. So, I'm not going to say too much more before we get right into it. So, here it is. I'll just use my first. Let's do Pat. There we go. Oh, and I'm not gonna play too long for this first video, and I hope you guys really enjoy watching me play this, and I hope that my reaction is not dimmed from watching Markiplier play through it. So. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works, because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha ha! I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Pat. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Pat, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. Eh, that's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you don't... I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? I'll try and make my voice a little bit higher pitched to represent Sayori, although unfortunately it's going to be really difficult to do different voices for the different female characters, because my voice is just not well suited for that. So I apologize if you guys just want me to do it all in the same voice, or just do my voice for me and then a slightly higher pitched voice for everyone else, then I will do that. Or if you guys just don't want me to read it at all, then whatever, just stick what you guys want in the comments as always. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little... Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind, at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Okay, I know my female voice sounds absolutely horrid. And I apologize. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear that, but I'll continue it just for this video unless you guys want me to continue with that. Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know... Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure that she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. That face is so adorable, though. I always think of a pufferfish because of the way the mouth is like pursed like that, and then the cheeks are just like all kind of like rosy and stuff, so it adds like a round kind of feature to it. So I think of a pufferfish, but it's like a super cute pufferfish. But anyway. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Although that does not represent me personally outside of the game. I really enjoy literature, if you have not picked up on that. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes! Let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Something that I would never do, personally. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. Yeah, I glance around the room. Welcome to the... Welcome to the Literature Club. Oh man, I can't do the voices. I'm just gonna read it. I can't do the different voices. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Okay, so about all, I'm gonna try and at least add some sort of inflection to my voice, like change the tone and whatnot for those of you who don't know what inflection means. So I'm gonna try and do that to kind of show that I'm representing a different character, and of course to show how the different characters are speaking at different times. But anyway, trying to do a high-pitched voice just does not work. My voice just does not work that way. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Pat, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Pat. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica's probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. And I'm drinking tea, if you're wondering. I knew speaking a lot, like reading this, would... I'd need something to drink. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Pat. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sounds a lot like my sister. Just very sassy and annoying and little, but also wanting to be very helpful and sweet at times. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Oh, you're okay. Are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off of the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. That's adorable. Not really into sweets though. Wait, what? Why did... Oh, okay, so right-clicking gets rid of the... Okay, that's nice to know. But, yeah, even though I'm not into sweets, or for the most part, I can't say I'm not entirely not into sweets, because there are a few things that I do personally really enjoy. But for the most part, sugar is not really something that I really go for. Give me some nice potatoes and some pork or something, good to go. That's what I'd rather have. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. I actually do that, so I have to say that is something that I would actually do. Do you guys? Like, whenever you have food, you kind of like analyze it and you look at it to see what would be the best angle to look like to just dig into it. Do any of you guys do that, or am I just kind of alone in that? Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. Yeah? I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you. No. You. Dummy. Alright, alright. We give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? That is a very good point. That is amazing. If you guys haven't tried that, just go, sit on the floor, sit on your rug or whatever, grab a book and get some hot tea. And if you like sugar in it, throw a little bit of sugar. Personally, I like my tea with just a flat spoonful of sugar, and then just barely any milk in it. It's great. That's for Irish breakfast tea. If you can't tell, I like tea a lot. But anyway, I would love to hear what you guys do to your tea. I'm sure it's pretty interesting, and it might give me some ideas, and it might give the rest of you some ideas. So please share in the comments down below. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading night might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider a literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. And I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So Pat, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. That is true. It is. If you don't have something that you can relate to when you're writing something, then it can be very hard to know how to form like the situation in that world, and then also form how the characters would react in that situation. So therefore it makes it hard to choose wording and really just write anything about it. So, I mean, there's always something in that world that you can relate to, both for the writer to write and for the reader to read. But still, the less you have to relate to, the harder it makes it. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh? Why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. See where he sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Pet? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. They all look so pitiful. And then she just kind of looks like pitiful, but also pissed. Just like my sister is. Or just like my sister would be. just like you can see the pissed off look. But also like the sad look. But I'm sorry, I thought Pat, you all I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Pat, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Pat, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, I might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. And also with that, I think that will be the end of the first video of this, or first episode of this. I don't know what you want to call it, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't worry, it'll pick up after this, or it'll pick up in the future anyway. Oh man, I need to stretch. Anyway, I can't wait for it to really get interesting. It's just kind of setting up the characters and the situation that you're in and all that right now, which you kind of need to do for most types of writing. And that includes also, well, really for any form of media that you want to do. You kind of need to set it up first, so. Anyway. We go ahead and save. And then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've never done a visual novel or anything like this, so I hope I'm not too terrible or uninformed about how to do it, I guess. And I've never really practiced doing different characters, and I hope using the different inflection in my voice for the different characters is going to be good enough for you guys, because that's about all I can do, honestly. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I think it's definitely been long enough for one episode, and I think this is just as good of a spot as any to end the video. So, that is all, guys. Hello, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and click the like button. If you enjoy my content in general, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And as always, have a great day, and the Emperor protects.